sorry to put you on the spot, but why not call for a ceasefire in Gaza? I'm a journalist. My name's Maté. Why not call for a ceasefire in Gaza? You have 4,600 children killed.
This is
46.
A quiet car.
I know it's a quiet car, and I apologize for abuse, but I understand. But children are dying. Children are dying, sir. More than 40. Why not call for a ceasefire? They're being killed with our weapons. U.S. weapons are killing kids in Gaza.
Who are you?
My name is Maté. I'm a journalist.
Nice to meet you, Aaron.
Likewise.
Please stop talking to me.
I'm sorry, sir. It's of dire importance. More than 11,000 civilians, as we're talking, being killed. I'm a journalist with for the Grayzone.
What's the Grayzone?
It's a U.S. based news website.
Good for you.
Thank you. And right now,
Aaron,
with our support, kids
stop.
are being killed. I'm sorry. With our
Please
weapons,
stop.
I'm asking you to explain. Why not call for a ceasefire?
You're bothering me and everyone else around us.
Kids in Gaza are being massacred. I'm asking you,
Aaron.
please explain. Why not call for a ceasefire?
Stop. Sir, could I please have some help here?
Kids are being killed with our weapons.
Stop. I'm asking you to stop.
Why not stop?
Why
not call for stopping
a place for you to interview me? You're bothering everybody else around us.
It's a crisis right now.
How did you get this seat?
I bought the seat.
No. He's bothering me while I'm trying to do work.
And our government is paying for weapons that are murdering children in Gaza. I'm asking him why not call for a ceasefire.
Aaron,
can you explain that?
please stop.
Can I ask you to explain why I call for a ceasefire?
You've already asked me 5 times. I'm not going to call for a ceasefire. I strongly support humanitarian causes. I've urged the Israeli government to target their campaign against Hamas. But you need to
Do you think the
stop.
campaign is targeting against Hamas when civilians are being massacred, when babies and incubators are dying because the fuel is being cut off?
I'm going to have you thrown off this train. Please stop doing this.
I have to ask these questions.
You've asked me 10 times.
I know, and I will
You're getting as professional, measured, and appropriate an answer out of me as you can. This is not professional journalism. Please get up and leave now.
I don't think it's humane to be massacring kids. That's the problem here.
That's
I realize I'm not being professional.
I don't think it's humane to be massacring kids either.
Okay, then why are we supporting
when Hamas massacred 1,400 Israeli civilians, the whole world should unite in opposition to terrorism.
First of all, the number is 1,200. It wasn't entirely civilians.
Are we going to quibble over how many civilians were massacred by Hamas?
It's important to be precise.
It is important to be precise.
But yes, civilians were massacred.
I'm a senator.
Does that give us the right to
This is a quiet car. You're breaking the basic rules of how we operate on Amtrak.
Okay, and the question is,
stop.
And I believe we're breaking international law by supporting massacres of civilians. Yes.
You've had a lot of my time. Please move on.
Why not at least call for a ceasefire? So after I questioned Senator Chris Coons about his support for Israeli mass killings of Palestinians in Gaza, I've been taken off of the train and now being questioned by police.
So we're just so you know, the conductors asked us to take you off the train. Once the conductors asked us to take you off the train, there's nothing else we can do. What we can do is take you up to customer service and try to get you on another train. They told us you were being disorderly. That's all we know. We weren't there.
They had me move seats, and so I agreed.
We weren't there, so
I have my exchange. What happened was, I sat across.
Let the train go by so I can hear you. I don't want to be rude and not hear you.
So what happened was, I sat across.
Hold on, let the train go by so we can hear you. I don't want you to have to repeat yourself in order for us to yell.
I got it. I sat across from a U.S. Senator, Chris Coons. We were in the quiet part. We're not supposed to talk. But I'm a journalist, and there's a massacre going on now in Gaza, and I thought it was important to ask him why he's not supporting calls for a ceasefire. So we had an exchange. I filmed the exchange. He got up and left. He came back and asked that I be moved. The Amtrak staffer came over, asked me to move, and I complied. And I went and sat in a different seat as they asked me to do. And now apparently they've asked for me to be removed from the train. So here we are.
So all we got was from the conductor wanting you removed from the train.
Okay.
So the conductor's in charge of the train, front to back, side to side, top to bottom.
Yeah.
If he asks, hey, we want this gentleman removed, I go get a station manager. Hey, is there something we can work out to get the gentleman?
And this is a senator, and he has power, so he probably.
I can't answer
when a
that.
senator asked
I didn't even know what senator it was.
It was Senator Chris Coons, and he threatened to have me thrown off, and I'm not surprised.
I can't answer that because that's not what we got.
So I've just been removed from an Amtrak train going to Washington, D.C. after I questioned Democratic Senator Chris Coons about his support for the Israeli mass murder campaign in Gaza and his refusal to call for a ceasefire. After I questioned him, he left his seat, then he came back, and then he asked that I be removed. And so a Amtrak staffer came over and told me to change seats or else I'd be thrown off the train. And in Senator Coons' defense, this was the quiet car, and so I did violate the norms of the quiet car by questioning him about his stance. But I felt this was important because we're talking about a massacre in Gaza, and I felt okay violating the norms of the quiet car, given that I believe we're violating international law by supporting the murder of so many innocents inside Gaza. So after he made that request, I did move my seat. I complied and I sat somewhere else, and the train continued along. But then a while later, he walked by me. We did not exchange words. I was respecting the sanctity of the quiet car and his request that I no longer question him. But shortly after that, the train stopped in Philadelphia, and all of a sudden I was taken off the train by police and told that I had been thrown off by the conductor. I'm assuming at the request of Senator Coons. So Senator Coons, if it makes you feel better to have me removed from a train because I bothered you, I understand it's not pleasant to be questioned, especially not to be questioned about supporting the mass murder of civilians. But what I hope you will still address is why you are supporting this mass murder, why you won't call for a ceasefire along with some of your Democratic colleagues who are in the House. And I don't regret at all questioning you about that, even though it was in the quiet car, because right now, as inconvenienced as you were by my questions, there are over 2 million people in Gaza who are being massacred and displaced. And given that this is being done with U.S. weaponry, their rights need to be addressed, and these questions need to be answered.